Okay, so there's questions about climbing sticks, there's questions about lineman's belt, prusik tenders, how you get 3 sticks up the tree. So I thought I'd just show you kind of a demo climb. I'm not gonna climb up 20 feet or anything, but I'll show you how I do everything. So when you're on sticks, we'll say that I'm on my first stick, second stick, third stick, or anything. I use 3 Hawk heliums with the 1 step aider on all of them. But sometimes I don't use the aider if I don't need to get that high. What you're gonna wanna do is, let's say we're up on the stick. I'm a little too far leaned back, so I'm gonna pull myself to the tree and shorten my lineman until I'm almost straight up and down, and I keep my feet pulled into the tree. When I'm going up, and I may need just a touch more slack, when I'm climbing, one thing you don't want to do is grab the tree or grab your next stick and climb. Because what that does is put my lineman's belt below my knees. This is not safe, and it makes it harder to climb because you're going to be trying to pull your thing up, and you're going to be trying to lean back and fall down. And if you do fall, you could fall way down or fall upside down and hit your head. So instead, let me get back down, of grabbing the tree and climbing up, I'm going to take my lineman's belt, pull against it, make a step, lean forward and swing it up higher. And then every step I make, I can go up. If I have limbs, I'll have to navigate those, and I'll use a second lineman's belt for that. Going down is the same way. I never grab the tree. I never grab another stick. I just use my lineman's belt and my feet. You gotta trust, the biggest thing is trusting your lineman's belt and leaning into it the whole way. You'll be amazed how much easier it seems to climb a tree when you don't bear hug it and you're not curling your whole body weight the whole time. You won't be out of breath, you won't be sweated down if you just climb slowly like this. So I'll show you. I'll show you a little bit about this lineman's belt now. This is just a standard tree strap. I think it's Summit. It came with this harness that I have, and I'm using a tree stand harness. It's safe same for a saddle. I keep carabiners on both ends, and I vet wrapped them just to eliminate some of the noise. But what I've done is on my prusik knot, I bought this little piece of metal, and it's like a ring. You can find them at Orscheln's or Tractor Supply or a hardware store. I don't know what it is. It's like an eye for cable or something. And I've taped it, got a little piece of paracord, and I taped them together. So what that does is when you're hooked in and you pull, it'll pull your prusik. And it's just like a Ropeman one, only a lot cheaper. So that's how I do that, and that makes that a lot easier. Pretty much a must-have, either that or a Ropeman one. You gotta have, I think. So if I was gonna climb this tree and I was gonna use 3 sticks, and I'll talk a little bit about aiders, what I do from the ground to get all 3 sticks up the tree. Some people like hook them into their saddle and carry them up. That works okay, that's pretty good. And that probably is what you need to do for the minis, if you have 4 or 5 or 6 even. But with 3, I set one right there, and then I take the other one. I use these daisy chains. You could do it with a cam buckle. And I take and hook the end of my daisy chain over the top step so I know where it is. And then If you're gonna set the stick on top, you have to leave your lineman's belt good and loose. That way you can get it around that. Tighten it up. And then you have your stick right here. You've got your next stick right here, and we'll get to that in a second. So I'm gonna use the aider that I have on this stick, and I'm not recommending anybody to make your own aider or anything. Anything you do is dangerous. Don't ever do anything. So I do lay this stick here or wait and climb like I said. I know from practice that to get my stick spaced right, I stand on the second rung of my first stick. And I place the Versa button at about my forehead. And my lineman's belt is never gonna have slack in it. I keep it tight always, and that's key. Put this on. Okay, so going into an aider, a lot of people don't like aiders, and if you're not comfortable using them, don't use them, but they can help you get a lot more height with minimal weight. And so I use one on each stick most of the time. I usually use my left foot, but I'll try and do it with my right foot. I look down and I swing my whole leg out to the side. And so I'm pushing out and I know where it is. Then I push down and I know my foot is in, and I put my toe into the tree. Then I can step right up. When I'm going from that stick to the second one, I'll go ahead and move this because I've got an 8-foot rope up. Then I'll be able to grab this and pick it right up the tree and hang it. Pretty much you can do that. You can do any system. That's not really that important. I will say on the daisy chains, since a lot of people are asking, I made mine out of 7/64 amp steel and I really like them. The only advantage to having a daisy chain is weight, noise, and packability. They wrap up really nice on these sticks. They're not as secure as cam buckles and never will be. Cam buckles are the way to go if you just want it secure. But anyway, that's how I climb. That's how I use my lineman's belt. And you need this press extender. That's the deal. Anyway, see ya.